Welcome out, ladies and gentlemen, to this RGL Highlander Season 16 inaugural Week 1 match between Somebody Help and Run It Back. I am Zagron, joined by Godfather by my side and Dolphin behind the camera, as always. Godfather, how are you doing for this new season of Highlander?
I'm excited for a new season of Highlander. I wasn't expecting to be casting tonight, but it sounds like Alto is a little under the weather, so I am here to fill in. Happy to be in the casting booth for RGL yet again, and Somebody Help versus Run It Back is the matchup of the night, and should be a good one as far as I know.
Yeah, this is the closest match we had on paper coming into Week 1. It's a match we decided to put on the broadcast, and two teams who likely are going to be towards the middle, maybe middle lower end of the bracket this year. They're going to be competing for a playoff spot likely come the end of Week 7. So very important matchup between these two. The head-to-head win might end up deciding who gets that final playoff spot if they are in competition for it. So we're on upward. It's a map that everyone knows back from its season of break when we had Eruption last season. So going to be returning to an old stomping ground for the Penguins especially.
Yeah, fun to have the maps cycling in and out pretty frequently now. I think that's good for the scene and whatnot. But with that said, I think it might be time that we take a look at these rosters.
Yep, on the side of Somebody Help, we do have Emily on Scout, Sunny on Soldier, American on Pyro, Country Toad on Demoman, Supreme Toad on Heavy, the Toad duo over there in the combo, Exa on Engineer, Fleeble on Medic, Mountain on Sniper, and Michaelele on Spy.
Then, on the other side of things, Exile is the Scout, Mako on Soldier, Leaf is the Pyro, Mori on Demo, Chuck Heavy, GG on Enchi, I don't know who that is, DZ Creeper on Medic, Kaorn is the Sniper, and Lucky on Spy.
Yeah, and this Somebody Help roster, we know them. They've been, playing together for seasons on end with minimal changes to their squad, so we kind of know what to expect from them already. I'm a bit interested in this Run It Back squad because from what I've been told, they might be a bit of a higher end roster at their peak this year, or I guess this season. We see interesting names like Exile moving on to Scout from his normal Demo Man. DZ Creeper's been stalwart on Medic at this point in Invite, and Chalk on Heavy, someone who I noticed. But a lot of these players, I actually don't remember seeing them main an Invite before. I've heard that they play Pugs, that a few of them are pretty decent, like Kaorn, I've heard snipes and Pugs. Lucky is apparently pretty decent. Mori on Demoman I've not seen, so Run It Back, they're a team that could be upper end, into playoffs. Exile is making his grand return to help lead this team, but yeah, I do need to see them in action first, because again, I don't know too much about them. I've received word from scrims and from what people see, they are a bit more favored than perhaps mid-end, so we might see them probably sneak into playoffs this year if they are going to live up to those expectations.
Absolutely. I mean, you're talking about Lucky, and you haven't seen him, but this is going to be his, I think, third season in Invite, because he was, or maybe fourth. He's had, I'm looking at his player profile, he's had a fair bit of time in Invite and Advance. But, I mean, he got his start all the way down Season 2 Amateur, and then Season 3 he was playing with me and IM, so cool to see an old teammate in Invite on a cast. And so I'll probably be rooting a little bit for Run It Back here.
Bias announced.
I know, bias, caster, everybody boo. But I don't know, anybody that you're looking for on Somebody Help to carry this team and get a win here?
For the past couple seasons, with Somebody Help, we've seen their highs, we've seen their lows. Emily has been kind of that shining point in the good seasons for Somebody Help, where whenever Emily's able to just take beam and go kill everything in an Uber, they are able to, contest more of the upper end teams. Upward isn't the best map for that, but I do think there's definitely space for Scout to make a high impact. I'm thinking the second push, that can be pretty hard. But other than that, Scout's impact will be minimized compared to a Koth map, so they're going to need people like Country Toad to step up, Sunny to step up, be able to get those big bombs and explosions into the backline. And I do really want to see the pick classes start to pop off, because Mountain, he's a sniper who's been coming up for a while now, and at this point I feel like he's pretty established as a pretty serviceable sniper. And I think if he's able to kind of stand up on defense and get those kill streaks running, win those SVSs against Kaorn, help have a decent shot.
Absolutely. Kaorn, also a player familiar to me, I think, also might have played on my team, or at least played against him all the way back in early seasons IM. So another player that has really climbed the gauntlet, and I don't know if he's going to do well against a good sniper in this matchup, but it'll certainly be on the pick classes to prove themselves as mid-high invite players to really give their team a chance here.
Yep, and as for the rest of the season, we can preview while we're waiting for the teams to load in. We are back to the standard rotation where we have Upward in, we have Lakeside back in. Prute and Eruption taking their breaks after that season, where we have to try them both out. Hopefully, they do end up making their return after a bit more improvements to Eruption and Prute maybe getting cycled in and out here and there. But other than that, pretty standard 7 week. We got a Steel week 7 as always. Product coming in week 6. So those 2 weeks back to back can be very impactful for playoff seeding, especially. And while we wait for the rest of the teams to load in, I can take a look at the rest of the league table. This season, we have a team sponsored by Witness Gaming. It is going to be the previous Fast Fourth squad with Melon on it, Zukima's playing on it, Rebel, Mujet, that group of people. That team's going to be interesting. They're going to be trying to contest, of course, the Demento team this season in Invite, going for yet another win.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see the Demento team take on some top EU talent. I don't know if you caught the NA EU show match that happened a little while ago, but runners up, Fast Fourth, unable to beat SDCK. So something to be said maybe for a Demento team getting against SDCK and see who is truly better.
Yeah, we don't really have much international Highlander going on anymore. We used to have some occasionally. I remember there used to be like a bunch of players who would also like play cross-regionally. I don't hear very much about it anymore, but maybe we could get like a top... It'd be interesting if we get like a top Highlander, like Highlander winners at the end of each season in the show match for EU and NA. That'd be pretty cool once in a while to have going. But with that said, we do have 18 in the server. It's going to be waiting on that final ready up. Again, Godfather, you know more about this run it back roster than I do at this point. Who are you looking at to really make a big impact here and give them a win?
I think Lucky has a chance to just be like a really good spy. I haven't seen too much of his gameplay since he has gotten into Invite. But again, I was mentioning the pick classes here have to really prove themselves for run it back. And it's a good lineup to prove themselves against this season. Other than that, I think Chalk Heavy is always fun to see. Just being a really stalwart health pool to help his team out and make some plays here and there. So yeah, that's my picks. Chalk Heavy, and then the pick classes for run it back. Those are who I'm going to be watching. Maybe a little Exile action as well. Coming back in, as you said, coming in to be a little bit of a leader for this team. We'll see how effective that is over time.
Yep, we just got word that there's a slight delay, and this is one of the strangest delay notifications I've ever received from Dolphin. It's a message from American. It says, "Sorry, it's Micah's mom's birthday, so he got up to sing her happy birthday."
I mean, fair enough. You gotta wish your mom happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday to Micah's mom, everyone.
Yeah.
Wish her happy birthday in the chat.
Happy birthday, Micah's mom. That's pretty great. I mean, you can't really be mad at that, even if it's a casted match. I guess it's the first matchup of the season. What do you think if you were to like power rank the teams? Probably putting the Demento team at #1, top team, but who's rounding out that like top 4 in your mind start of the season?
Team Fun and Witness for sure are top 2. Run It Back apparently is in that running for top 4, as well as the Rogue Runners. But real quick, I do want to help plug our merch right now. We have the RGL merch, same one at the end of last season. The rotation is still going strong. You can take a look at the shop on RGL's website. We got a lot of cool designs, a lot of cool map-based ones like the Sweden one, and we have the cute snake and crab as well. So take a quick look at these designs, ! merch in the chat. All the proceeds do go towards helping out RGL's running costs, help to pay our hardworking in-house graphics team, admin team, and of course our production team with our Dolphin here getting a lot help from that. So again, RGL's merch, check them out. This rotation will be going for a bit while longer, so I feel like any designs, you have time to pick them up, look them over.
Yeah, and some great designs there too. I mean, that's a pretty darn cute snake, and I love that kind of psychedelic scattergun there that we can see on the stream. Good stuff there. And speaking of ways to help support Dolphin, you can also support us as casters by subscribing to the Twitch channel here. So for all of you that already have, and those who might tonight, much appreciated. I think time to turn back to this matchup. What about the demo matchup, Zach? Who's got the edge there?
Again, I haven't seen Mori play, so I can't say too much about his ability coming into this match. I'm interested to see how good it is, because if I'm hearing that Run It Back is potentially an upper level team, that means your Demo Man has to be upper level too. So hoping he can do some good stuff. Supreme or Country Toad at this point, we know he can play Demo Man well enough for an invite, level, invite caliber. His impact is pretty stable, I'd say. He's never been a super pop-off demo, like the 600 DPM type demo, but he's never doing too badly either. So I think it's going to be a nice litmus test, honestly. A lot of these running back players who I'm not too familiar with, I feel like if you outperform Somebody Help, at that point, you're like invite ready for sure, Like Somebody Help's kind of like the gatekeepers of invite over the last few seasons, or I guess for a while, right? Like the Penguins core, Somebody Help core. They've kind of been known as like the gatekeepers of being in like an invite team. So if you're as good as them, you're probably going to do pretty well in invite. Like you're definitely going to go even at, like even on average, I'd say, if you're beating Somebody Help.
For sure. It sounds like we are about to go live, which means the time has come for me to ask the all-important question, Zag, of what you think the score will be here in this week 1 matchup.
It is so hard for me to guess this, because again, I really am not familiar with half of the core for Run It Back. So if we see them start popping off, they could 2-0 it, but otherwise, a safe 2-1. I'll go for Run It Back. I'll believe in the hype. I think that they'll take this one 2-1 or 2-0. I'll go 2-1. Why not?
I am also, feeling the Run It Back hype here. Somebody Help, certainly. I think you did say it well with Somebody Help acting as a gatekeeper to the upper echelons of Invite, and Invite as a whole, really. But I think Run It Back might be able to pull out a win here. We'll see soon, but I'm going to also say 2-1 Run It Back. Put your predictions in chat now, and you get a shout out at the end if you get that correct. But with that, we are just 20 seconds away from the start of Season 16 of RGL Invite Highlander. Can't believe it's already been 16 seasons since RGL branched off into Highlander. And really happy that it did. Thank you all for being along for this ride, and let's get right into it, Zag, as these doors open for the start of the season.
Yep, it's going to be Somebody Help starting out on red, that defense side. Run It Back making lift their impact on blue. We'll see what they can do as the gates drop. Crit stickies are a bit far forward. You see Mako's jump gets stunted. He's going to have to go hit that reset cabinet. So early sack not quite coming through here for Run It Back. He's going to walk up, try to get some sticky spam over the top. Backstab onto Mountain at the start is going to open up some space here for Run It Back to use to move forward. Kaorn is going to be on that rock looking for an angle. Anyone he can headshot will be a big boon towards his team. Brought that big crit sticky drop. They tried going through tracks. No one cleared them, and that's an early 2K for Country Toad, making big impact here. DZ Creeper's first Uber of the season is a drop.
Yeah, tough to see. That's a good clip to show any newer medics who are thinking about coming out of spawn early, but just a really unfortunate trap death there. Country Toad on a 4K already, and Somebody Help holding fast so far on their first defense.
I think it's a really interesting opening, right? Because you don't often, at least I'm not used to seeing combos roll out through tracks to pop their Uber. They only just pop early over hill. I can see the thought if you're going to go tracks, you can hold it for a bit longer than if you were just taking spam over the hill. But again, you have to clear out the sticky traps to be sure that you are safe to take that avenue. So now they're going to get the Uber forced onto, going to be an early pop out here. Try to get some damage here. DZ 30 HP will get saved by his team. Going to be able to get back into spawn and maintain that 70% ad now. So Uber out for help was a good idea, but they just couldn't quite get onto DZ. It was not close enough. So now they're going to be at a 50% Uber disad as Run It Back look to make their push again.
What do you think of the confidence of DZ Creeper coming out here, not having Uber? I mean, not right now, but just playing forward in general, not staying in that spawn area, working their way forward. I think that might be a little bit too bold. I mean, we've already seen the drop so far.
Yeah, but they do have the Uber ad, so it's going to work out for now. Going to push forward and help get some space. They do not get any kill going. A banner pop out here from Sunny is perfectly timed. Mountain, in the meantime, rolling out on a 3K, so great shots from her on this playground area. And now be able to shut down that push. Banner going to end here. Now Feeble up on 90% Uber. There has to be a repush. Sunny will drop to Exile on the side, but Uber is now up for Feeble, so defense get to stabilize here.
Mori was trying to hit some nice lock and load pipes. It's a defensive Uber
DZ.
Getting forward. Can they get DZ? DZ's
no, they don't even see him.
Walk away. Yeah, no eyes on target there. This car getting pretty close to the cap. And now, 35 ad. Spy on spy conflict right there. Lucky's gonna die.
Yeah, they're going to make the call to back out here. They're just going to leave Supreme Toad as Sacrificial Lamb. Going to be holding this to the brass beats. Too fat to move. Going to go down. And that's a pretty decent starting hold for the side of Somebody Help here. They're only going to be at about a 20-30% disad moving forward to second here. So if they're able to stall that with this level 3 Sentry Gun that they got moved, they are looking pretty good. 238 through 1 is a very good time for Upward now.
Yeah, I suppose one thing I did want to ask is, what are you expecting to see time-wise in Invite Highliner? But before we see that, we have Uber coming out for the offense. It's an easy
She got flanked out of the tunnel by Chalk. And with that medic death, there's just a full advantage going here for the side of running back, but they are getting collapsed on. Micah and Emmy are going to combine for a couple of big kills here. Easy still alive, but not for long as they all get chased down. Country Toad on a 5k, Emmy Bug on a 5k. They are just destroying their opponents here on this hill. It was a good play by Run It Back. You know, they knew they had that slight Uber ad. They make a play off it. They get the medic, but not able to hold off the collapse.
Yeah, I mean, that Chalk play, pretty big find in that side tunnel area. And now disad for Run It Back, but they should be able to take some space here. Looks like Somebody Help is playing pretty passively. Mako up top, trying to take a little bit of space. Chalk getting up into that soldier sightline, and Sunny has to run away. Chalk's gonna go down though. Emily hitting a cleaver, and those traps are dead.
High bomb coming out here from Mako, looking for the medic. One rocket does a lot of damage, has to hurt them back to the spawn. They do get the engineer setup taken down, and with that second cap gonna come through, even without that Uber charge coming in. So good repush from Run It Back to take advantage of the space they were given. Sunny overextending on Catwalk will go down and lose his banner charge, so not looking too good. Mako will get traded back by a mountain headshot, so no soldiers available, but all of a sudden now Uber back up for the defense here. Gonna have to just wait for this cart to get pushed up a bit further. Mori gets killed on back up into the house, so just again waiting for the cart to get pushed a bit forward. I heard Spy get called out. Lucky, not gonna be able to get lucky.
2 points in 4:03 here, keeping it about a 2-minute average. And this cart keeps working its way forward. It's going to be interesting to see how Somebody Help prioritizes their defense here. I mean, I've seen the cart just get ×3 all the way up and no one contests it, but we're going to have this Uber exchange. Tyra doing a great job stuffing, and now Somebody Help has a really good opportunity here. Emily can work the way forward. If she can find a kill onto DZ, it should be free. The soldier comes in for the save. Mako keeps their medic alive. DZ will...
But Chalk again is in the back lines. He just gets into that C-Shack and kills American and Mountain with that Sniper and Pyro down. Those are the two best classes at holding this corner off besides Demos. So even though that Uber exchange went overwhelmingly in favor of Help, they just did not pay attention to their flanks. They lose everything, and they're going to lose the third point.
They are going to lose third, and this cart keeps rolling forward. This time, pretty darn good. 5:24 through 3. We'll see how long it takes to cap blast. An early space taking by Run It Back in clock, getting that tiles area as well. The gun only level 1 for the defense. And Bat's backup going to come out pretty early
here,
here, Zach.
timing. They can get space off this, and they are going to try to drop out of this balcony, try to get some damage. They can't be headshots, so Karen shots ineffective as of now. Big backstep onto Chalk, and DZ Creeper's dead at 96. Big bomb from Sunny up, gets that medic kill from behind in that spiral staircase. Big collapse comes in for Somebody Help there, and they are going to clear out this offense. It's just a sniper up here, but the sniper is threatening, does take down Country Toad. They need to dislodge Kayorn from this space, otherwise they can't take it, and Kayorn goes on a killing spree, takes down Supreme Toad. Meanwhile, Exile with a 2k gets all that space back. Kayorn finally counter-sniped by Mountain, but the damage has been done. Tiles control is held by Run It Back.
Sunny bets back up play onto DZ. Nope, going to get the demo first. Chalk taking a lot of damage. No one sees Sunny yet. Leaf going to be working their way finally in, and it's nearly a team wipe. This should be a cap. Just one alive, really. And here is the final time, 6:29. I think I get 6:33, so I am not upset with that, and I don't think Run It Back will be either.
That was such a strange round where it feels like, okay, the first defense was done well. It feels like on every point, right? There was a point in the defense where Somebody Help made a very good play to kind of stall out their opposition, but then something always happened, whether it was a Chalk flank, 2k backstab. It just always felt like Run It Back were able to make advantages out of nothing. And that's a quality where if a team can do that consistently, imagine what they can do in situations where they are advantaged. It feels like they're getting outplayed in the macro, but just supremely outplaying in the micro.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, a 6:29, that's got to be on the faster side, right, Zach?
Yeah, definitely. Average for Upward is between 7 and 8 minutes. 6 is, anything in 6 is pretty decent. Pretty good.
Pretty decent for Run It Back's first time. And now we'll see how well they're able to hold off on defense. The Kaorn versus Mountain SBS, who do you think's gotten the better of their opponent so far?
I've seen Mountain win the SVS multiple times, and I feel like with the scoreboard, it's 17 points for Mountain, 16 or 11 for Kaorn. Kaorn's bottoming on run it back, so I do feel like Kaorn's had the advantage. But again, it feels like even when they do have defensive advantage, they were just getting ran through. But now it's gonna be their turn to attack. It's 6.5 minutes. Gates drop, gonna be looking to make that time happen. If they can do it, it'd be a pretty big comeback for somebody help, because again, I feel like they were out playing in the macro for most of that round. But will be the first killed round going to Kaorn, looking to get higher up on the scoreboard this time. Micah not going to find anything on his decloak, was looking for the med drop, so 2 down for the offense.
Oh, an American also taken down, but now right back, Mountain finding some picks, and
he's doming, or she's doming Kaorn, so that's going to be 4 in a row SVS wins. We'll see if they can capitalize off it.
Yeah, the Uber's going to be out pretty early here, but Leaf stuffing this so brilliantly. Nothing is found there by Somebody Help's offense. The Uber is popped out by Run It Back, and the gun now getting back up.
Michael looking
Somebody
for a sap.
Helps
He's going for a stab,
work.
gets the whiff, but he does get the sapper on. Can they follow up onto the sentry gun? They're not even going to try to save it. They're just going to leave immediately. So good play by the Spy to at least get that sap, get that pressure forward. They will end up taking this point. It's a faster pace than they allowed on their defense right now. So Somebody Help are in a good spot so far. Ubers are even, so can look to take control of this hill. Only 50, 60% or 40% the charge up left. They'll be able to make a push happen. If they one-shot this push, then they're looking good.
Yeah, this is a really crucial attempt here over hill. Mako was running conch, but has gone down, so a 15-second respawn timer for them, and I'm watching Lucky lurking in the backline. I want to see if he can find any big plays, but Exile is the one who's going to take down Fleeble.
Yeah, 99% death. Meanwhile, Micah goes for the drop step, gets the engine at least, but free Uber comes out from the defense here. They don't have any kills. It's currently 6v8. They are going to take down the Pyro, but that's going to be a-okay. American happy to die for that one, as Exa, only other casualty on that Uber. It's 2 players only dying for that exchange. Emmy going to clean up Chalk as well, so there's so much space for help to walk out here. They're going to jump in. Tons of damage. Mako looks to counterbomb, at least gets players off his medic for now. And just like that, they have to go back around the corner. Uber is not going to be impactful so far,
Mako,
but Hart
big
very far back.
Onto
Big
Fleeble!
rocket! Oh, what a headshot! Bounces him into Kaorn's sight line, and Fleeble will go down.
That's a really nice shot there by Kaorn, but Mako really making that possible. Kaorn's also going to find Emily here. Exile picks up Country Toad, so right back in it for Run It Back. They're taking space back up on hill, and the gun is a mini, but it looks like GG is swapping back onto leveled guns, so a really good retake by Run It Back, and Somebody Help needs to prove that they can get a sack in here and make something happen. It's full Uber for Run It Back.
Yep, and we do see right now Kaorn is posted on this rock. It's a very powerful sight line. You have to get through it. Country or Supreme Toad will go down, as will Sunny, so this offense is getting mulched. They're going to use this Uber, try and get onto field, but Feeble surfing out in time. Air Blast going to come through from Eric to keep his medic alive, and it is going to be now a reset coming through. With Lucky going down, that is going to be at least one thing to play off of, no Spy in front of you, but all of a sudden time bleeding.
Just walking out, Mako making the play as well. Did their best. That was a really good idea.
Yeah, Chalk's been doing that all game.
Yeah, that is the Chalk variable that teams are not often ready for. He can just do some wacky stuff and make it work really well. Doesn't quite work out that time, but really like the idea. Exile's on a 5K. Picks up Emily, and that's a very early Uber for Somebody Help, Zach.
Yeah, these heavies out of side tunnel are just getting all the kills they need. And this is a free Uber now coming through. Sentry gun on its last legs will end up going down. Cart moving backwards on the tunnel. They can drop down and stop that negative progress real soon. Country Toad looking over the top. Mako looking for a big bomb and finds the rockets onto Fleeble. Country Toad gonna drop as well. Repush is being successful right now for Run It Back.
This is brilliant. Run It Back and just retake all of the space one more time. Mako has been the difference maker here, in my opinion. I mean, they have had so many clutch bombs and really good aggressive plays. Chalk might be catching Michaelele out here. Looks like Leaf is going to chase down the Spy, so they won't be lurking in the backline any longer. And then it's about even now. So Run It Back, 2:15 left to hold here, and Somebody Help really in trouble.
Yeah, it's getting last-ditch efforts right now coming through, and Fleeble just eats a headshot. K-Orn on a tear on this defense, rocketing up the scoreboard. In the meantime, it's going to be the Sentry Gun already built back up, taking down some tunnel players with the help of the hit scan classes. 80% now for DZ Creeper, going to be able to get this Uber up way before Fleeble. HP very low, going to have to be another regroup for help, and we're getting close to the mathematically impossible aspect. They do have about 40 seconds until that's the case, but, you know, at that point, if you just jump on the cart on every respawn, you will end up winning if you run it back. So they're just going to end up losing their gun, backing up to this house. Free kill for K-Orn here. High bomb coming in from Sunny, looking to make some space for his team. We'll end up getting the second capture in just a second.
Chalk's going to walk around the corner.
Nah, that was a bridge too far.
Uber, actually, they are being greedy. Going to look to hold this point, and they're getting everybody off the cart. 120 left to go. Exile wants to stay alive here as the rest will run it back. Retake some positioning. Supreme Toad is behind. Oh no, just up top looking to get in, but doesn't find anything. K-Orn is on an 8K Zag, and in my opinion has proven themselves on defense here. With just a minute left to play, an Uber in hand for somebody help. It is looking dire. Is it possible?
See, I really like that play. It's not possible. It's mathematically impossible at this point, or at least close to it. So, Uber push coming through to pad some stats. Exile will end up going down. Leaf will probably gonna drop. 1 HP doesn't actually get killed, so Leaf will be safe for now. And with all this high ground space, headshot onto Chalk will get on. Good reflect from American onto Mako. Hits that Dom at least, but it's gonna be the last players run it back, holding here. It doesn't matter if they die at all, except, you know, for their logs, if they care that much about them. But yeah, just shotguns from Exa. They will eventually be able to cap second here once they drop off this high ground. Exile will go down. That will be the second cap. Okay, solo Uber and a Pyro. Why not? 20 seconds left.
I mean, at this
you might as well
point...
just guitar taunt on that card at that point.
Yeah. Again, it really does not matter time-wise. 15 seconds. That is a pretty cleanly won round for Run It Back here. How are you feeling about them as a team going against somebody help who you described as gatekeepers of the upper echelons of Invite?
And that was a pretty clean defense. Their offense, again, on offense, they just outplayed mechanically a lot. Like, their initial exchanges didn't look good by any stretch, and of course, DZ had that drop in the first, on the first point that didn't help them either. But if they are going to be able to play like this on defense to, like, I feel like the way they're playing right now, where mechanically they're very clearly good, and if they're able to play to the bare minimum of, like, you know, mid-high invite macro, this is a team that's going to have a very high floor. I don't think their ceiling is going to be tested against a team like Somebody Help, but I think from what I've seen, I can say their floor is basically mid-invite at lowest. Granted, that's a lot of, like, analysis to put off of one half of payload, but I feel like I've just seen enough where I can say that, like, the low-invite teams are probably not going to be able to out-DM them. So, like, they're not going to lose to them most of the time. 9 times out of 10, they won't lose to them.
We do have logs up on stream. I'm curious to see medic deaths, and kind of as expected, 8-5, and the win for Run It Back there.
Well, I was right about Emily being the player to watch on Help. 19 kills, almost 400 DPM on Scout. That's a lot of DPM on Scout for a payload map.
Absolutely, and I think K-Orn proves themselves after that defense. 16 kills, 408 damage per minute. They are right up there. 16 headshots for both K-Orn and Mountain, and she certainly didn't have a bad performance herself. 13, 2, and 8 with 16 headshots. I mean, you got the Chalk 13 kill heavy. It's some interesting logs here.
Yeah, Mori, solid performance. I was, curious about how well they'd perform coming into the invite season. Again, I've not seen them play before, and pretty solid, I'd say. No really glaring mistakes I saw out of Mori the entire game. I'm sure, Micro can be a little bit better, but again, Mori did perfectly fine. Really high floor is what I'm seeing. Mako had a phenomenal game, especially on that defense where he was able to rebomb a ton and get tons of value. One thing I noticed I want to ask about real quick is I see that Run It Back's engineer, Chichi, has 160 ping. Do we know where they're from?
No. That is a really good point. Yeah, the highest pinged player on the server, followed by Chalk at 78. So, like, a very big gap there, almost 100.
Brazil
chat
is
is saying Brazil, yeah.
Yeah, that looks like the I can't remember the new season memory loss. The Brazilian sniper.
Could not tell you, unfortunately.
That's crazy that I can't remember. I've said their name infinite times on broadcast last year. I would say that the ping looks similar. The 160 is about the same number. Mujet, yes.
Oh, Mouchet, of course, yes. Well, as we wait for the ready up for half 2, what are you looking for from Somebody Help to turn this around?
I've casted like dozens of Somebody Help games throughout my time casting TF2, and I can say that when Somebody Help looks outmatched, I can kind of tell where like they don't really have this penchant to do crazy things where like if they are a good enough team that season, they will be competitive with the, you know, mid-upper invite teams. But if they're not up to the task on the day, they're almost never going to surprise you. So I feel like if they do want to win this match, or at least get around on the board, I'm going to need to see something that I didn't see any gleans of in the first half. Keep in mind, they had a medic drop on first via like a cheesy sticky trap. That's not going to happen again.
One would hope. One would hope for sure. But yeah, I see your point. That's an early disadvantage that they were able to work through and still get a pretty darn fast time and a really good hold defensively. Now Somebody Help on offense. What are you expecting to see time-wise from them after such a struggle on offense?
Seeing Somebody Help start on offense this time, I feel like... So I was going to mention it mid-cast at the end when we were stat padding there, but we just ended up casting stat padding. The decision from run it back to re-push out with Uber, this will get to your point, right? I know it's like a tangent, but run it back, their penchant to re-push out of the bridge with the Uber, that's like an upper level play that you'll see teams do. And they didn't have to do it, by the way. They had a minute and a half left on the clock, like minute 50 at the time, when they made that decision. They could have literally just backed up, popped Uber on third, and just won the game anyway. But the fact that they repushed it makes me think that, like, they're going to keep doing that. They're not going to stop fighting for space, which, you know, if Alto was here, he'd say this. The worst thing that teams in Highlander can do on payload is when they feel like they have a secure time, giving up space. Because at that point, you lend yourself to, like, the one play that could make that secure time not secure anymore. So I like that they're fighting for space. I like that they are able to make those pushes happen on defense. So I think that they're going to be keen to do it again, and I don't think Somebody Help are going to be prepared for it still.
Yeah, fair enough. If you were to guess a time, I suppose I'm thinking maybe like 8-9 minutes out of Somebody Help here.
Yeah, I think if they do make it all the way through, it's going to be 9+.
We'll see if they are able to perform a bit better than that. Don't know what the delay is. I'm assuming there's no more singing Happy Birthday to Michael mom. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's Chalk's mom or something different. I don't know. What are you excited for the season? Are you in favor of the Lakeside return as teams finally ready?
I mean, okay, I like rotating Koth maps, sure. I'm not sure if I wanted Fruit out this early, but you never take out Asheville. Asheville's one of like a top 2 map in the game. So at that point, it's either Product or Lakeside that like one of them, Product, Lakeside, or Fruit, one of them has to give. So
and Lakeside been out for a while there.
Yeah, Lakeside's been out for a while, and people are like they're not gonna vote Product out. They love that garbage map too much, but. Yeah, I think the map rotation, it's standard. There's nothing really more to say about it. No experiments at all this season. But one thing this half I'm interested in is if I had to vote an MVP for the map so far, I'd honestly give it to Chalk.
Really? That's interesting.
I've seen Chalk do so much stuff where like they're just able to flank onto the entirety of Somebody Help, and they'll get multi-kills more often than not.
That's fair. I mean, that was one of the players I was saying to watch and who I was excited to watch in the pregame, just because Chalk can be such like a randomizer. It adds a little something special to every match, but looks like Chat is predicting 9-14.
You just go through connector every round on Product, but
true. Looks like Chat's predicting 9-14 for a time as the gates do open.
Over 9 minutes.
And yeah, I think it's going to be right around that 9-minute mark as Run It Back has their first half on defense here. Somebody Help looking to get over hill. We'll see what happens.
Karen is on fire, standing in on that playground looking for the shot. Will find the early kill onto Emily, so Emily's just dead already. Chalk will get backstabbed. Early death for him. American can eat a pipe in return, not able to air blast that one. So here comes a parachute bomb a la bowl of mayo over here, trying to find some damage. They will end up losing 2 to a lucky chain stab again. Takes out Sunny, takes out Supreme Toad, and the bowl of mayo bomb gets nothing of value. So it's just going to be another stall out here. I mean, I'm waiting for the respawners to make their exchange.
I think if I had to give an MVP from first half, I would definitely say Mako. I mean, getting in onto the medic so consistently and just being an absolute menace in doing so. So excited to see what they're able to do on this defense. Running the conch right now. The Uber is going to be out. Leave doing their best to stop it. Mori's weak. Not going to get much in this Uber. Only Lucky goes down to Emily, and Conch not quite in hand, but an opportunity to keep some space here on Mako's end.
Blast onto Mako, and Mako's saved. Gonna pop out that Contra of all things. It's not a battalion. They're going for the heal gun. Sentry getting sapped though. Defense gonna have to back up here. That's gonna back up with this Conch. I don't know how much I like that because the main point of battalions is no getting headshot. I guess Conch
especially
is
walking
decent,
uphill.
But yeah, I can't imagine. Like if your medic gets headshot there, your medic's just screaming, "Why are you not running bats?"
Well, I guess the other thing is, in benefit of Conch, you get that extra movement speed. Yeah, you can just run away real fast, and that's exactly what Run It Back did there. They ran backwards, running it back up the hill.
Backwards.
Yeah, running it backwards,
Mountain over the top, looking for a shot. It's going to be an SBS here in a second between Karen and Mountain. Sunny going to get taken out in the meantime as the Supreme Toad. Again, Chalk on the flank, he always gets multi-kills.
Wow.
He just does that in side tunnel.
Devastating, really. And somebody help struggling to really find a clear advantage here. They will get the force. Mori gets pretty weak. This exchange not finding too much. Chalk is lurking underneath. Mountain does go down. She's taken down by Mori.
Lucky has a good decloak. Finds one. Gonna return a revolver the medic. Not able to get the second kill. Exa got backstabbed in the meantime. Or Micah as well gonna get burnt or shredded by the minigun. Will end up dying. Kaorn standing in. Another big headshot. Still on this power spot. Gonna be railing off that damage. Emmy will go down to Chalk on a 4K this life. Gonna retreat to his dispenser. Get healed back up. Repush trying to come through.
That's pretty weak.
Yeah, XL does get sniped.
I feel like that was a big opportunity there. Chalk gets pretty weak, forced to eat a sandwich and a lot of space given up.
He's just going back into tunnel. It's his domain.
Yeah, Chalk is the troll under the bridge, making everybody's life hell.
They're going to send 4 people to kill him right now, and they will succeed. But in the meantime, Mako over the top, looking for the last rocket. Will not be able to find it. In the meantime, distraction lets Lucky get the stab onto Mountain, so SBS advantage goes towards the defense. Kaorn swinging out wide, looking for these angles. Micah trying to Lestrange the gun. That's the wrong revolver to do that way.
What an angle, Kaorn. Basically sacking their life here, looking for the hero shot off the map.
I like it. Go for the glory shot. If it doesn't hit, it's death for your honor.
Death or
at
glory.
That point.
Death or glory, and Kaorn chooses death here. Both pick classes dead for Run It Back. Somebody help. Could be able to take some space. Look at Chalk in the forward spawn right now. This is
so cheesy.
This is cheesy
he
as
walks
hell.
Down the heavy. Wait, do they know?
Could be on the
Fleeble's getting shredded. He's gonna go catwalk instead. Gets the kill into Sunny. Now he's gonna force their Uber.
That's a force. No way.
Oh, in the meantime, DZ Creeper has died. Micah finds the backstab in the meantime, so both medics lose their Uber, but no heals now for the defense at all. So Run It Back in dire straits. But Kaorn still here. Fleeble goes down. In the meantime, neither med up right now. DZ trying to get back out there and get heals to his team. Run It Back will have the sniper. They will have a level 1. Gonna be able to try and stabilize this defense here. Nothing threatening their flanks at the moment, so they just get to spam some sticks and some pipes onto this cart, and it will roll back down that hill.
Yeah, big to have it not get up the rollback zones. Mori is dead. Sunny dead on the other side of things, but no demo and no spy for the defense. This is an opportunity for somebody to help. It's Conch still for Mako, so looking to just have some sustain in this fight. Working their way forward with the Conch. And somebody
it
else
doesn't work out at all, and DZ Creeper dead again.
Micah.
Micah finds a second consecutive medic pick, and with Mako and Chalk going down, there is nothing left to hold this. Sentry gun moves back, has to get rebuilt. Lucky is dead. They're just going to have to give up this point. Somebody help making a much faster pace than everyone gave them credit for, as they're going to cap third up.
Exactly what I was about to mention. 2 points in 3:30 is a far cry from what we saw earlier. I mean, actually only 30 seconds off what we saw half one, but it's going to be 5:11 through 3. And no cart pushes really there. Now the scout getting on, and we'll see how somebody help chooses to get into last. Maybe looking to push clock. It's hard to tell from their positioning now.
Yeah, they do have about a 50% Uber ad, so they're going to want to use that somewhere. The question is, do you pop it through main, or do you try to take tiles with it? Because right now, it's just Mako holding up top. They can just force them out here for free. They can use their Uber however they'd like. In the meantime, Lucky is in the backline. He's going to be scouting out all this, going to be calling it all for them. There's a teleporter up to high ground right now, but it will get taken down in just a second here. And high ground now is being held. Chalk had an untimely death there to that lock and load, so all of a sudden, upper being held. Uber advantage is going to disappear, so they don't use it in time. They are going to use now, but
they're going to use
what can
now,
they get with
trying
this?
to
They
get
can get a sentry.
The dispenser blocks the scout, wastes 3 shot. Now the scout just
Your medic
crushing
is in the
sniper.
enemy spawn and dead. I don't know about that.
So I really don't like that
They're going to win anyway.
decision. I see it a lot.
Mountain is railing off headshots. They're going to win anyway.
Yeah, they're going to win it here, but I do want to talk about the pathing of Ubers. I've seen it pretty frequently lately, that the Uber is just going to go under pub spot, try to get into spawn, but time and time again, I see the medic just then die in red spawn.
That's a sorry. That's a better time than run it back, put onto them in the first half.
Very good point. Yeah, Far Cry from what
The closest
what we
prediction
were
is a minute off.
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
But what is the idea, Zag, if you can give some more professional analysis than I can offer on popping your Uber early around that corner, running under pub spot, and then ending your Uber in stairs? To me, it just seems like a death trap for your medic every time.
So you obviously don't want to end inside the enemy spawn with just your medic and your scout, but that said, the meta on Upward and how you take Ubers has changed so much over the past couple of years, where like teams really aren't sure over how exactly you should take your Uber every time on Upward last, because normally if they're holding up on tiles, well, teams don't normally like hard hold tiles anymore on defense if they don't have like, you know, a full setup ready to go. If they don't have a level 3 retreat, if they don't have a sniper up there, they don't opt to hold tiles. So because of that, you don't have to Uber into tiles anymore either. You can just take it dry. So now you have this Uber that you don't exactly know what to do with, because Upward Last is structured in a way where it's hard to actually get space and gap close onto the opponent's spawn. There's a giant pit in the middle, you can't take any of the space there, you're in so much open space on low ground. So normally teams just Uber to kill the gun and then try to like clean up kills around you. If you can get sticks onto the spawn shutter, great, but having the space long enough for you to put the cart is more important than like any decisive one position you can take. The goal is kind of like buy time, buy space, kill the gun, kill the immediate threats. And if they thought the best way to do that was to Uber into spawn, so be it. But, you know, it's just a very variable point. And it shows based on the fact that they won anyway, even though that Uber got a gun and it got their med killed.
Easy out pretty early. It's going to be an early exchange, but no exchange needed. American getting a really good stuff onto DC right now, but on the other side, Cleveland is dropped.
That's such an untimely death right now for the side of Somebody Help. That early exchange looks so good. They didn't have to pop it all, but Fleeble just takes one sticky too much, and they only lose 2 classes.
Sorry, I was taking a drink of water as soon as you stopped talking, but Emily on an early 5k here defensively, and Kaoran's going to win the SVS, so potential for some space to be taken. Mako getting forward, getting shredded a bit. That is Somebody Help retreating out over hill. The Ubers are even, but run it back, getting a pretty good first push.
Yeah, I will say this isn't too disastrous until they do lose more players. And Fleeble dead again. Kaorn picks her out of the air, gonna be able to just get that shot onto the enemy medic, and all of a sudden, this is disaster. I was gonna say it's not that bad, because at least they're even Ubers, at least they have the gun, at least they have hill, but they have none of that anymore.
None of that indeed, and their kill streaks have been ended. This is looking like nearly a wipe right now. Run it back, absolutely running
Chalk
over
just flanks
Somebody
every
Help.
time and gets multi-kills. It's insane.
Yeah, Chalk is kind of cracked, one might say, but this card times 3, 430 to get through the next 3 points, and there's basically going to be no contestation, or I don't think I Englished that right. There's not going to be any defense on second for Somebody Help here.
Yeah, this is like we're already in the process of a massive throw. A 620. I'd love to see stats if we had a stats team on how often a 620 offense is then lost in the next round, because that's what we're going to be looking at very shortly if Somebody Help can't get anything together. And DZ Creeper still has Uber ad. They still have 30% ad. They probably do know this, but again, with Upward, you can't actually make a good push until that card gets closer. So
the lock and load, and whether or not you like, you know, is it worth having that lock and load to pipe down the gun? And it works there. It's just a level 1 gun for this exchange. It's going to be a really good stuff by American. Mori doesn't die to Cliff, though. Uber fading for somebody help, and with the exchange out of the way, this card can keep rolling forward. We'll see what Run It Back is able to do. Chalk on a 4K this life. And Lucky is lurking in the background. Chalk coming through shithouse. It's on a 6K. Chalk is just so pinned right now.
He's
and
just
Lucky
getting
in the backline does get
kills.
Exo, so there's no gun either, Zach.
They're gonna Help is gonna lose this. Run It Back is on a roll.
Yes.
Run It Back is absolutely on a roll. They've done everything they've needed to do, from the drop to the collapse, the headshot from Kaorn to the Chalk 3K from Shithouse. It's just a complete stomp right now. And 3 minutes on the clock, plenty of time right now for Run It Back to punch this in. They have like 2.5 to 3 attempts here on this.
Plenty of time to build and rebuild Ubers as many times as they'll likely need. Mori is dead. Mountain finds a nice headshot there, but ooh, look at this. Kaorn is trying to take some space in tiles, now trying to figure out which way they want to go to win this SBS. It's really a big SBS here as this cart rounds the corner.
Gun can't get built. Kaorn's gonna take that one down early. Chalk finally gets punished for his insolence. Will end up going down, but Emmy and Sunny are the trades, and with no flank here for help, a lot of space to move. Uber gonna come out of lower here for Run It Back. Doesn't really accomplish that much. They do get the gun down again.
To heavy as well.
Yeah, it goes down to that last sticky out of Mori.
Mako times their shots right into the reflex, but does get the force with their follow-up. Country Toad doesn't find much now. Kaorn is really the only cart pusher. Emily going to be contesting these frags.
Look at
looking
Chalk,
good
he
for
gets
Run It Back.
He's dropping down high ground, 1 HP, will get Revolver down, but the cart stack is coming through. There's an Emily on the window doing tons of damage to the cart pusher. GG lives with 1, but in the meantime, Scalpy's Scout goes on the staircase. Exile gonna come out on top. He's on a 5K, taking down Emily. And now we're gonna see a bit of a reset come through. Both meds not on Uber, but DZ Creeper is closer. High ground held by Run It Back means they are favored here. Centurion has not been built a single time on this defense.
Oh, Sunny's actually going to get a big play in Mountain. She hits the headshot, or the body shot onto Kaorn, so a couple fall for the offense, and Run It Back will likely have to reset with 130 left.
Yeah, Emily going to jump in, take down Chalk, and with that, all of a sudden,
it's a lower push again.
This is the lifeline they needed.
This is the Uber again through lower. I don't know if this is going to be good, Zach.
It's only there to get the gun. That's all it can do. It can't really do anything else besides spam sticks into upper. So the gun goes down, so will Emily. That's what they have to go off of here. But Weevil going to be up on Uber. GG going to go down. It is going to be bomb on top for Mori and Mako. They're going to get shredded. Supreme Toad demolishes their bomb. That was insane. Uber had like
cart time right now.
Country Toad's dead. No Devil Man. Someone has to go into cart. Pyro jump. They're going to end up losing their shiny. That's going to be the round and the match going in favor of Run It Back 2-0. That last round was a bit spicy, though.
That was very spicy. What a time for Run It Back there at the end. And they will take this 2-0 over somebody help. I mean, that is, I don't know. I feel like they passed the proving grounds.
Yeah, I'd say, you know, they deserve that 2-0. They definitely were the better team here. But I'm actually not convinced from what I've seen. I think based on like power rankings, they might be like a 4th seed team, or like already if you're gonna power rank. But I'm not convinced, right? They made a ton of mistakes. Like, what happens if a team actually doesn't let Chalk get 3Ks on his flanks? What happens if, you know, your medic getting double backstabbed in a row does end up in a lost round? Things like that. And yes, well, their floor looks decently like their floor looks decidedly mid-invite, right? But at the same time, do I think that they're going to contest our top 2, maybe even 3 by any metric? I can't tell yet.
Fair enough. Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty apt description of the situation. We will take a look at logs in a moment here.
Yep, they're pull up on your screen. Emily again with the top frag. Chalk 15 kills.
Chalk Chalk needs to be stopped. But it's so hard to, I mean, you're right. Chalk just like goes on the flank and wins, and no one's really ready for the flank heavy.
Yeah, I mean, somebody help, we're definitely not ready for it this game. It just ran rampant through the back line. Okay, you win a 6-18 offense most of the time. The times you don't win it are when your medic drops to a sticky, gets sniped on the back out the second, and then Chalk 3Ks you on second and 3Ks you on third from a flank. It just feels like somebody help. They had a good baseline, but they just got completely outplayed in the micro. Like, again, it just felt like they were not up to par on like the raw DM and like players making their individual plays, and it cost them big because they should have won that second half. I'm gonna say they should have won it.
I mean, yeah, they set such a rapid time and then couldn't hold it.
Yeah, I mean, that's all there really is to say. There is the 2-0 for it back, though, and that is what matters on the match point system. Getting that sweep is crucial. That's 9 points onto the board. Run it back going to be happy and thankful for those, especially coming towards the end of the season where they're likely going to be in playoff contention. So, again, yeah, very good result for Run It Back tonight. They do have a lot to improve on, but for a team that has a lot of new pieces coming together, one that's, trying to compete at the up level of Invite, for a week one, you're happy getting the 2-0 and getting out of there,
Absolutely, and I think the 2-0 is very crucial. You get those early points early on in the season, and those can help you with playoff standings later on. So, interesting to see, and a pretty cleanly won 2-0 for Run It Back.
Yeah, and honestly, that's going to be about it for this cast. I know some matches are still going on. We might get a host afterwards, but if not, I want to plug the RGL merch one more time. ! Merch in the chat. You can check out the RGL merch store. We have a ton of cool designs here. It's the ones from the end of last season going to be rotating through. This rotation will be here for a bit longer, so if you like any of these designs, check them out. You have some time to grab them. We have things like the cute spy crab and the snake, the really cool map design ones for Sweden and 2 Fort, as well as that psychedelic scattergun. Ton of cool designs here. All the proceeds go towards helping RGL's operation costs, paying our graphics and production team, as well as giving some love to our admins. But yeah, again, check out that merch, and thank you very much for supporting RGL.
Yeah, and to everyone who subscribed tonight, thank you so much for that as well. That's a bit more of direct support to us as casters in production. With that, I think, Zach, I'll give it to you to give any shout-outs you might have.
Shout out to Alto, he's sick, gonna probably be tagging back in next week if he does feel well. Shout out to Zukima and my friends on Witness Gaming right now. Happy for them they picked up a sponsor to help them pay the fees this season. I do believe that's what Witness Gaming mainly does for their players, especially the Highlander when it's 9 players. But yeah, hopefully they can do well this season, be in that grand final. I know they want to be in the grand final at minimum, and I know they want to win it too. So we'll see if they can do it. We'll likely be casting some of their matches this season, especially their one against Team Fun when it comes.
Yeah, absolutely. And from me, shout out you, Zach, and Dolphin behind the scenes, everybody who watched the a fun match that we had tonight, and shout out the players, of course. If you want to see more from me, stick around, because I might be getting the host from Dolphin. I'm going to pub over on my own Twitch with some friends of mine, so check that out. Check that out if you want. Check out the merch as we've already mentioned, but with that, this has been the first week of RGL Invite Season 16. Somebody help, can't hold on, Run It Back, wins 2-0. And we'll go on to start the season out strong. And with that, thank you all for watching and have a great night.